Still waiting on CBs to end on those. Draft ship for war from the Barkers. That's actually kind of a bad payoff. Especially now. Like, early on it's super strong. But losing 15 loyalty, which will cost... in fact, I could ask them for a contribution. And there is a cost related to it. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. I know you're basically getting 250 ducats. You're basically paying off 15 loyalty for 250 ducats. Early on, or with smaller countries, that could be worthwhile, but for me it's not. I'd much rather spend my loyalty on other things, like contributions. Or just the dev cost reduction, but right now I don't need the dev cost, so I'm going to take the money, which will immediately allow me to repay that loan. And also build a couple of manufactories. 3 of them, in fact. And, I assume, a bunch of light frigates. Like so. Because I've already got 19 heavies. Like, we're already pretty strong in fleet terms. How is Denmark doing? That is a good question. Denmark's got 9 heavies. 77 galleys. Crikey. Okay, so I need to not fight them in the Mediterranean. In the Baltic. Build universities in the colonies. Could do, but I'd rather have manufactories first. Because then I'm earning more money, which I can then turn into universities later. Dutch West Africa Company has transformed the agricultural landscape of West African coast. Yeah, devastation. Profits before people. Never did take that back. Norway's fabricated some claims. Oh, probably on the colonies. Are we adjacent to them? Yeah, we are. They probably want Stratacona. Which I think is Colonial Canada, right? Yeah, it is. I do need to grow my colony over there. How many colonies do I have going right now? 5. Yeah, I don't really want to get more than 5 going. I know I am super rich. And I probably could afford it. But I'd rather spend that on manufacturers and money right now. I didn't think you were demanding their Doomed Wild. I've seen people a lot more demanding than that. Alright, you've done your job there. Let's head over here. And then the ships that I sent. Where's this? I do wish this would just zoom you to it. Oh, you're down here. Have some absolutism. I mean, no, lose some absolutism. What is my absolutism? It's terrible. That's fine. I mean, my minimum is minus 40. So I can only get up to 35. Not something I'm really expecting to do a lot with. Spices! Glorious. Trade protection against Britain. Britain? What are you doing? You're being naughty. It sounds to me like you're being very naughty. Austria is in charge of the HRE again. I do want to build one more heavy ship for you. To bring you up to a nice round 20. Shipyard in Gelre is done, so I think it's now only Zeeland that is still waiting for one. No, Zeeland's got one. It was here somewhere. It was one of these, I'm sure of it. Antwerpen. That mill is taking a while. The bourgeois class has grown increasingly resentful of the power of the noble families, and particularly the lack of opportunities in the higher ranks of government. So I can grant them privileges, which increases the Berkha's loyalty, or deny them their privileges. No, we're definitely going to grant them. And there it is, innovativeness is now decreasing at a silly rate. You, protect trade. Lubeck. 96 ships now protecting trade in Lubeck. See, this is why I really want them to steer trade to me, so I don't need to be spending 96 ships on this. Mosquito is now producing sugar. I'm not going to ask where that sugar comes from. Am I going to take the rest of the Low Countries? The problem is that is all in the HRE, and the HRE is Austria, and Austria is one of my strongest allies. And it will force them into a war against me if I try. The only one that I could go after would be Burgundy, but they control the Wallonian territories. It's really the Flemish ones I want. Which would actually only be Brabant. I could go after Burgundy. Would need to fight Würzburg, Mecklenburg and Aachen. Yeah, see, Austria would join. Even though they're 800 ducats in debt, they would still join. I mean, I must admit, I'm tempted. None of those countries particularly feel like somebody I would struggle against. And Austria would not be called into this. Going for Luxembourg would be difficult. I mean, Hainaut and Liège. It's a lot of development. There's coal there as well, that clinches it. Alright, stop drilling. Head over here. Oh, come on, really? Rebels rose up again. See, this is why I really need to get this connected up to this. And I could build another manufactory. Let's go ahead and do that. Ostfriesland, another ability. Yearly corruption reduction. You know what? Sure. I mean, the absolutism or the administrative efficiency would also be nice. Because it's Dutch, we're going to go with the Dutch officials. Which means that I can now corrupt or debase currency pretty much at will. Because that's going to go down by 0.3 a year. So that'll take, what, 5-6 years to repay? 17 ducats for a level 3. I do kind of want someone making that much money. Let's go for the production efficiency and then promote you. And I could do colonial investments. Let me have a look again at what these things do. As soon as I remember how you even access it. Right, because it's a region-based thing, not a province-based. Supply limit and defensiveness. Local trade power is tempting. Production efficiency. Taxes. Or manpower and sailors. You know what I should do? Is build that over here. The production efficiency and the trade power especially. So let's go ahead and build a harbour. Oh, it's just done straight away. Alright. Austria wants an alliance. Marriage? Yes, yes, I will agree to that. Lose innovativeness or gain national unrest. Unrest is basically irrelevant to me because it almost never happens. A colony has been struck by a Roman fever. Organised response. I think I'm going to have to go after Majapahit over here at some point. Can people stop dying? Oh, now I'm getting rebels. Spoke way too soon. Except those are in my colonies, not my territories. Tariffs. Promotion. Squishy McSquish. Advancement of the low merchant classes. Burkers gain 10 influence just for free. See, that's why you don't want it to be too high. Can you build them all? I think so, just not the, like, capstone building. Oh, I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Lose 8,000 manpower. That's kind of irritating, but alright. So if we come back over here, you can build, like, these two, but only one of these per trading area. So in Moluccas, I could have one officer's mess, I can have one admiralty, one Dutch township, and one property appraiser, for example. But in every region, or every area, I can build the garrison, local venture, harbour, etc. You defeated the rebels. Good. Head down here. We'll board the ships. We'll take them out. And them out. How's my fabrication on Benin coming? It's coming along very nicely, actually. Yeah, it was Benin itself that I really want. Protect trade. Lubeck. I am throwing so many ships at Lubeck and still only getting 23% of the trade here. Am I still embargoed? Yeah, it's because I'm still embargoed by everyone. And also the merchant slander doesn't help. Can I show off the Dutch national ideas? I can. So the traditions are national sailors modifier plus 25%, and best of all, naval force limit modifier plus 50%. Then our ambition is plus 15% trade efficiency. We get the plus 0.1 yearly inflation reduction, free merchants, and also 10% more trade range. Development cost reduction 10%. Leader fire plus 2 and sailor maintenance minus 10. Embrace humanism, which is plus 3 tolerance of heretics. Siege ability plus 10, and then plus 10% fire damage to that, plus... Oh, that's naval fire, never mind. So yeah, they're good. I like them. Yeah, I do also need to take these territories from France. At some point, which is one of the reasons I'm not too bothered about fighting against the French. It's something I know I need to do some point soon. I just haven't done it yet. Hopefully I can send my forces over to Benin shortly. How's the truce looking? 2 more years. That's only with me, that's not with the colonies. Hold up. You can go after New Spain again. You should totally go after New Spain again. New Gelderland can go after French Colombia. Yeah, you're not really in any position to do that. New Holland can go after Florida. Yeah, I don't think you're really up for that yet either. Although 15,000 troops is not bad. Trade fleet has arrived. I could do another trade company investment. So you can see here I can now get the production efficiency plus 25%. And goods produced also goes up by 0.1. Although here trade power and production efficiency goes up for these. And we'll continue leveling this up. So you're now at level 2. So next up I think we can get the Admiralty, which would increase naval force limits by 5. Meanwhile the production efficiency is doubled. Autonomy has no effect. You are... Hang on. So if something is in a trade company, autonomy is no longer a factor. It just goes down to 0. Interesting. So being a trade company removes tax income, basically. But does give you production income and trade income. It also means that you can't convert. Osage just ate New Spain. Yeah, they and Pueblo did. But those claims are still going to exist. So if I go to New Vlaanderen... Yeah, you can't. Tortuga has died. Let's go and bring you over here. We'll go and kill these guys. Caribas separatists. Get out of my fort. Hopefully before they teleport. And then after this, Benin. Technology. Boyar. Another idea group. There's only really one choice here. Trade. I desperately need trade ideas. Truce with Brabant has ended. Interesting. Ah, and you're not a fort anymore, of course, because you're not the capital. Havana is the capital. That makes sense. Mamluks no longer have internal issues. Mamluks are now starting to lose some wars against the Ottomans. The Ottomans are definitely on the rise. Heated debates. Some members of the parliament are having some concerns regarding our increasingly bad reputation. They're claiming that it's having a negative effect on our trade relations. This question has been raised numerous times in the past, but not many have thought of it of any consequence. This time the matter is causing quite some... Wow, I cannot read today. This time the matter is causing some really heated debates, though. Perhaps we should try to settle things before they get out of hand. Yeah, I'm going to bribe everyone involved. Take another loan. Alright, so Barbados has fallen. Let's go to Benin. You guys got this now? Yes? No? Maybe? Why are you privateering my trade node? New Vlaanderen. I see you, and you're being very naughty. Yeah, I need to stop doing the trade investments. I need to get these manufactories up and running. The more of those I get, the better. I'd also like to upgrade some more of these chaps, I think. Unbreakable bonds. The Netherlands may be a republic, but we still maintain enough power through blood for marriage ties to be a factor in our relationship with other nations. So the Statists get stronger, or the Orangists get stronger. 25%. Not quite enough to keep you in power, but if we go for another Statist after this, they will stay in power. 642 is not terrible. And that is a lot of admin, granted. Oh, one thing I could do is send the warships over. Blockade. Furs. France and Spain are both privateering me, I think. You can head back up. Well, I was going to attack Burgundy, wasn't I? That was one of the things I was going to do. Can I do that with just 27,000 men? What's Burgundy's forces like? No, let's do one enemy at a time. So I'm going to send you back to Den Haag. We're going to start you drilling again. We'll deal with Benin, and then we'll deal with Burgundy. Because if I bring in more of those little guys into the war, quite frankly, that's just more money I can take out of them out of reparations. Okay, Benin. So Katsina says no, this is just going to be Ashanti. So actually I'm going to take Ashanti out first. And then Benin. And this is also going to allow me to explore a little bit more. Maybe I will send you up to grab the other army. I'm not convinced I'm going to need to. What are your Miltex? 14 and 14. Mine is what, 17? Yeah, we're fine. I'll let them occupy some of those territories, I'm not worried. We're making coffee. The mill in Amsterdam and Antwerpen are now completed. Antwerpen can build the shipyard. No, it can't. Needs development, of course it does. You're at 35, you need 5 more. But this is a world port location, so it is cheaper. Flanders will need to be local development cost. Although actually these ones need to be changed back to local trade power. Before I forget. It would be very bad if I forget this one. So in a year's time, in 1624, November 1624, remind me. We have shipyards everywhere now. And the warships have arrived. Glorious. Right, their armies are so divided up now, I'm going to feel relatively comfortable about splitting up and exploring a bit. Because I can keep an eye on where these guys are. I can probably also afford another mill. Yeah, boy. You know what? One of these screens for trade companies would be amazing. The trade company buildings. It's kind of hard to judge where they'd be the most effective. That would be really, really nice. Treaty of Tortillas. Colonial Australia to be the sole domain of Spain. Okay, here we go. Orangist. A 244 becomes ruler. And he stays a king. Or a 403. Well, thankfully we don't need the 403. So we're going to go with the Orangist. A 344. That's slightly above average. Not amazing. But now there are going to be no elections until we become statists again. Or he dies. Truth of Tarascan has ended. No CB. Flipping typical. Do that. Cancel that because we've already got a CB on you. And you march to here. You march down here. We'll still probably need to kill the Ashanti army. But we might well be able to take some territories from this. Question is, how much do I want to piss off the powers down here? Answer? Don't really care. I should probably double check to see what these guys actually produce. Iroquois, Huron, Abnaki, Lenape, Ashanti, Benin, and Shawnee. Basically, it's all the people that already hate me. Right, what are the trade goods? Ooh, tropical wood. This is actually relatively good. And then we want the coast of Benin. Their armies are not moving. They know that they would get absolutely annihilated if they did. Should start justifying against more of the Indians in North America. Yeah, I know. You're not wrong. Which is why I'm doing Tarascan. Okay, you've just finished building in Taiwan. Which is awesome. This gives me a stopping off point in Canton. I do still need the Philippines? Actually, no, you go straight into Malacca. Into Malacca and then also the Philippines. Philippines to Moluccas, the Malacca, then home. So we could make quite a lot of money from the Chinese trade. Eventually. I was going to go for New Zealand, wasn't I? I think I'm going to do some more New Zealand. Right, where are the colonists? Let's go ahead and do that. And then in Africa, we will continue to conquer. It's possible to buy land from China, by the way. I would suspect that's going to be rather expensive. Alright, Antwerpen's shipyard's done. Wow, Benin is a high-level fort. Very interesting. You're heading north. And I apparently have just revealed this whole area. Excellent. Okay, that's going to be helpful. You finished already. You'd better have a leader then. Crushing. You decided not to get involved. Probably wise. You left. You go back to Noop, and then we can just hold on to this line. And just keep pushing them towards the sea. Ashanti wants out. That was not the Ashanti army I just defeated, I don't think. Actually, do you have cannons? You have a lot of cannons. Let's send those cannons down here. Textile factory in Vlaanderen is finished. This is a very high level fort. Crikey. Alright, is Ashanti ready for peace? Nope. Not yet. New idea. As much as I would love the tech, I would love the Diplo. As much as I would love the idea, I'd love the Diplotech more. Is the Inca land already taken? Don't think so. Nope.